Hello, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It is the 16th of April at the British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Yes. No matter how many times I come here, I always get the same sense of oppressiveness somehow. Do you think the place is oppressive? I think it's normal. How so? I mean, look at that suit of armor over there. You can't take that seriously, can you? Maybe it thinks the same about you. So everything is clear with regards to tomorrow's arrangements, I trust? Yes. Thank you very much. There they are. Susato-san and Lord Strongheart. I wonder what they're talking about. They both look very serious. Very good. There's nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in the preparation for your return to your homeland. Return? She's leaving? Wait. What did you just say? You return to your homeland? Susato-san. Oh, Mr. Naruto. What was all that about? Ah, Mr. Naruto, thank you for coming to collect your colleague. What's this all about? Why were you talking about Mr. Sato returning to our homeland? And tomorrow. Tomorrow? But what about Guinea's trial? You mean he's been formally charged now? Oh dear. Mr. Sato, what's this all about? Oh, please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruto. It's only me going back to Japan. Your life here can continue just as it That's not what I asked. What happened? Why are you leaving? It's my father. He's fallen ill. Oh no! Professor Mikotoba? If I may... Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruto, I believe? Yes, that's right. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. We received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news. 10 days ago, Father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown, and it seems he grows weaker day by day. I don't believe it. As you are aware, the voyage from here to your country's capital, Tokyo, takes some 50 days. I thought it would be prudent to hasten Mr. Sato's departure as much as possible. Yes, absolutely. I'll leave London first thing tomorrow morning. Can't believe this is happening. So Gina has been charged. She'll have to appear in court? Yes, she was formally charged a few hours ago, and the date of the trial has already been set for tomorrow. No, not even 24 hours later? Gina. Ah, the Lestrade girl. And the murder of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes. An all too transpicious case. The pickpocket was clearly disturbed mid-robbery and shot the man in panic. No. The yard is overstretched as it is, without wasting time on these open and shut cases. It's not wasting time. Guinea would never do something like that. Mr. Naruto? Yes, Mr. Lord Strongheart. In defense of your fine services to date, I shall overlook this young girl's insolence. But I have no recollection of admitting a child into my office. Leave now. Of course, Lord Strongheart. Criminals will tell the most popular lies in order to evade justice. The police cannot afford the time it takes to unravel all the truths. Meanwhile, more crimes are perpetrated. We have far more serious matters with which to contend. Serious matters? Didn't Gregson mention something like that yesterday? Yes, Inspector Gregson made a similar remark yesterday. It's no concern of yours, though I'm sure I need not to remind you of that. "3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me." There's just one more thing, Lord Strongheart, which is... it's Miss Lestrade's trial. I wonder if you might be able to permit me to defend her. A timely suggestion. Sorry? The girl currently has no representation. But that's not fair. Yes, she may be a pickpocket, but she still deserves a fair trial. Do not misunderstand me, young lady. The government provides for those too poor to afford representation with a public defender. The accused need only to sign the relevant paperwork, and a defense barrister will be assigned to the case. However, the young girl in question has refused that right. Why would she do that? A question you would do well to direct at Miss Lestrade. You'll find her at the local prison. Yes, thank you. Now then, it's time I was leaving. Good day to you. What a day. Gina's charged with murder and Susato-san's about to leave. Come, Mr. Naruto. Iris, we must make haste. But, Susie, you're leaving for Japan tomorrow morning, aren't you? Don't you have packing and things to do? As Mr. Naruto's judicial assistant, my personal circumstances are of no consequence. My sole purpose remains to help you in whatever way I can. Thank you, Mr. Sato. That's a very pensive look. I think we ought to visit Gina first. In any case, I would like to wish her well before I leave. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go. If I'm honest, this has completely thrown me off. I'll just have to do what I can as a lawyer. Alrighty, time to go to the prison. Let's see if we can convince her somehow to let us represent her. The 16th April, local prison, cell 13. Ah. Hello again, Gina. Ah, there she goes again. What are you here for now? To have the muzzle of that grenade launcher shoved in our faces yet again, obviously. I think I need to improve the way you load ammunition to that thing, don't I? Look! You can come as many times as you like, but I ain't got nothing more to say to you. Gina, I wonder if you might hear me out. There's something I'd like to say. What? I'm sorry to say that I must reluctantly bid you farewell. Eh? Farewell? Tomorrow I must begin my journey back home to Japan. I fear we may never meet again. Oh, right. I've had the pleasure of meeting so many lovely people here in London. I have so many wonderful memories. And yet, as things stand now, it will be a glum parting indeed. Poor Iris is so miserable. Susie. Well, that ain't my business. Both Iris and Mr. Naruto believe you to be innocent, Gina. They put their faith in you. But somehow you can't find it in your heart to put your faith in them. Yeah, that's right, I can't. What of it? It grieves me greatly to have to say goodbye to my friends when they are so clearly unhappy. Because of you, What? It's my fault? Yes. So I have one final question, Gina, before our paths never cross again. Right here and right now, I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith they've invested in you. Eh? Only by doing that, will you truly be as alone as you claim to be. What are you talking about? What do you expect me to do, eh? You've told us that everyone lies. But prove it by admitting one of your own untruths. What about what you said before, Guinea? You said something about unforgivable lies. You must tell Mr. Naruto and Iris the truth now. That's my last request before I leave. My last request as a judicial assistant. No, I can't. Whatever these lies are, they're obviously weighing very heavily on Gina's mind. Gina, I could be wrong, but is it something to do with what happened 2 months ago? Something about the trial? The one in which Magnus McGilded was acquitted. The case of the mysterious murder took place inside the omnibus. You were called as a witness by the prosecution. Is that what this is all about? Yeah, you're right. Because in that trial, I lied. I lied like you wouldn't believe. Will you tell us about it now? Like you said, it all happened 2 months ago. The coppers got hold of me and they shoved me in the witness's stand. And based on your testimony, Mr. McGilded was declared innocent. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I lied about the whole bunch of stuff. I knew it. What sort of thing did you lie about? I was hiding under the seat that night. That was the truth. It was pitch black in that little cubbyhole. I couldn't see a thing, and then I heard that loud thud like someone falling on the floor. And that's when Mr. McGilded discovered you. Yeah. He pulled me out from under the seats and sat me next to the dead man. There wasn't much light to see by, but when I looked at me and had the cove's blood all over me, I was so scared I couldn't even speak. You had his blood on your hands, in other words. It was Gina that the witnesses on the floor deck saw through the skylights. Then Mr. McGilded started asking questions, I suppose. Who were you? Why were you hiding under the seat? Yeah, he did, only that's not all. What do you mean? I mean, he threatened me. Threatened you how? He made me swear about what I'd seen and what I heard. And about what he's gonna do after the cove was found dead. He made me swear I wouldn't tell no one about any of it. If I did, he said he'd let me scrap her before the coppers showed up. Gina, you must tell me what you swore to secrecy about. What you saw, what you heard, everything. Ooh, that's a lot of new stuff. Alright, so what you saw. What happened? I want to know. You said Mr. McGilded made you swear not to tell anybody what you saw. But you were in the pitch black compartment under the seat the whole time, weren't you? Yes, but Mr. McGilded sitting above your head, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's true, but it was when I heard the thud of the cove hitting the floor, I let out a little scream, see? Couldn't help it. Mr. McGilded heard that and dragged me out by the arm, and that's when I saw it. It was on the floor next to the old geezer who had been stabbed. A disc, all bright and shiny. Disc. Do you mean... Yeah, that's it. The one what the D took off me in the Winterbanks. So the music box disc was there on the floor of the omnibus. Not for long, Mr. McGill spotted it straight away. He picked it up smartish and stuffed it inside his pocket. So that disc was in the omnibus 2 months ago at the scene of Mr. Mason's murder. And the bog trotter, I weren't to mutter a word of it to no one. I need to drink some water. This is interesting. We're learning the truth. What you heard. Alright, tell us what you heard. Because it was so dark under the seat in the cab, I was straining my ears the whole time. After a while, I heard the doors and footsteps inside the cabin. Presumably, that was Mr. McGilda getting on board. Nah, not only him. Oh, because I definitely make out the footsteps of 2 people. In that case, it would seem likely that it was Mr. McGilda and the victim, Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. In his testimony during the trial, Mr. McGilda claimed that he slept during the carriage ride. But whenever I'm in the carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness and I'm always succumb to it. And your own testimony, Gina, supported his. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Yeah, that weren't exactly true. Neither of them was asleep. I could hear them talking the whole time in low voices. What? What were they talking about? Sorry, I don't know. The sound of the horses and the wheels was too loud. But that still tells us something. Mr. McGilda and the victim knew each other. So Mr. McGilda was lying as I suspected. I knew it weren't gonna take long before someone raised the alarm that Brooke had been killed. Yes, you were quite right. The other passengers on the roof deck noticed very quickly. So when the cab came to a stop, Mr. McGilda told me to hide under the seat again. I climbed in and waited. The 2 coves from up top ran off to get the coppers. Yes. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. Right. And after they're gone, Mr. McGilda asked the driver to do him a favor. A favor. Now then, fella, what I need you to do is take this coat off mine and deposit it in with the nearby pawnbrokers. And for your troubles, let's see now. I'll give you 10 guineas. A nearby pawnbroker? You mean on Baker Street? Yep, you got it. It was Winterbanks. The coachie snapped up the money and ran off to pop his coat as fast as he could. So then, there was no one left in the carriage. McGilden opened the box under the seat and let me get out of there, but not without conditions. I see. What were McGilden's conditions then? For letting you go free, I mean. Not telling a soul, not for anything, about what I saw and what I heard. And there was something else as well. There's more. Yeah, this is the most important thing, he said. And after sending the coachman on a little errand for me, with some small change in his hand. Now then, did you hear what I asked of him? Did you see anything at all? You asked I'm to go to the Pop Your Weasel, right? Hey, the fiend's taking me overcoat to deposit with the pawnbroker's earbats. And I want you, lass, to take the redemption ticket for it. Do you understand? What? You want me to have the ticket? That's right. And I'll come fetch it from you sometime within the next 2 months. You have to hang on to it until then. Is that clear? And whatever you do, don't lose it. Alright then. And in case I might happen to be delayed at all, you're to go to the pawn shop, Winterbank so it is, and you're to extend the loan before the 2 months is up. If you forget, the article will be forfeited, and any old fiend could come along and bite. But I ain't got that kind of brass. Here's £5. That should be enough. Do we understand each other, lass? Don't try anything funny now if you go against me. Yeah, I get it. Good. And one more thing. If a few days from now, you'll be visited by the police, I've no doubt. The coppers? Hey. They'll come asking you to take the stand in court to testify as a witness. So, let's just have a wee little chat about that, shall we? What is it that ye might say, and what is it that ye won't? And here they go chattering about. After he'd gone over it all, I piked it. Got as far as ever as I could. He ate in the pawnbroker's ticket in some bushes near the sea. I went to fetch it the next day once it got dark. But Mr. McGilded planned it and coerced Gina into giving it false testimony. Ooh, the truth, but I still want to know more. I bet you're ready to string me up, eh? I lied. In that big old courtroom, I told some corkers. The thing is, he said he would make it so he wouldn't live in the East End no more. That's what he threatened me with. What a wicked man. He knew everything what went on in the Black Sums. He knew we had no one to look after us, and we all was just looking out for each other, getting by together. So you mean Mr. McGilded would have... In a heartbeat, he could have had a lot of us chased out if he wanted us. And then where we could have gone, eh? Nowhere. That's where. So, I didn't have no choice. Thank you, Gina, for telling us everything. But I'm for it now, eh? Go on, admit it. You must be livid. Well, you can make amends by doing me a simple favor. A favor? What? Sign the representation papers for tomorrow's trial. Eh? If you don't actually want me to represent you in court, you can rip it up later. But we need that paperwork, or we can't investigate. The police won't let us. Investigate what? The scene of the incident last night. Mr. Shoma saw it, you see? You what? Heard he's having a big operation right now, Guinea. Is it bad? Is he gonna be alright? Sholmes is gonna be alright, right? That's why I want to investigate. For Mr. Sholmes' sake as much as anything else. Right. So what you're saying is, if I sign that bit of paper, everyone's happy, is that it? Something like that. Mr. Sato? Yes, of course. I have the representation papers here. I don't need no one to stick up for me, though. No lawyer or nothing. Poor Guinea, she seems so lonely. Gina's representation papers have been added to the court record. Can we look at those? Well, at least this should mean we can investigate the scene at Winterbanks now. Yes, and perhaps we could come back to visit Guinea when we're done here. I feel like we've finally cracked Gina. She's opened up to us at last. And now I have her representation papers. No one else knows just what happened, what a responsibility that is. Anyway, for now, it means Inspector Gregson can't stop us investigating at Winterbanks. Although, something tells me he's not going to be happy about it. Ooh, that's the end of that part. I guess this is where we're going to stop here for now. So, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. And until then, I will see you all later. Goodbye.